start my manga collection. Be here panting, it's just my dog. Ever since I was little, I would talk to my brothers about how I want my own personal library. Growing up poor and moving a lot, you can't necessarily build your collection because 1, it's too expensive, and 2, it weighs a lot. Now that I'm older, I can start it myself, and what better way to binge shop for books than just ordering a shit ton. I looked for local bookstores, thrift shops, and online sites to see what would be the cheapest option. Then I made a spreadsheet comparing all the prices from the different places and how many volumes would cost what. It took like a full day and a half to complete this. Tell me you don't have a life without telling me you don't have a life. So the first step to building my collection, me and Pedro went on an adventure. So we went to a small Goodwill shop that's like right by our house, and unfortunately didn't have anything, but that's okay. Then we went to a small local shop called Rainy Day Anime, a place where you can get trades and like get used anime for $5.99, which is amazing. Unfortunately, they also didn't have what I was looking for. But other things they do have is figurines, posters, snacks, and it's so cool. And since then, it's also been remodeled, so they even have more things. Then we drove to a bigger Goodwill, but like its smaller counterpart, it still didn't have any manga. We went to another local bookshop called Books for You, and although it has a wide-ass selection of books, it didn't have any manga or anime. The next stop was a comic book shop, which had, you guessed it, comics, and some manga-related stuff. What's really cool is that they had a lot of Atla merch. Unfortunately, it's all above retail price, which the point of all this is to find the cheaper option, so I probably won't go back there. Then we headed to a place called Entertain Mart, which up until I looked it up, I thought was an adult store. Because if you look at the logo, it kind of reminds you of like a sex shop logo or those adult film store signs that you see on the highway, but it's not. It's actually filled with so much more than just books. It's movies, DVD players, merchandise for all fandoms, Funkos. It really reminds me of an FYE. They had a pretty good selection of manga and anime merch, all of which are at retail price. And I definitely liked the store with all it had to offer. Then we went to another local bookshop called Hooked on Books, which had, once again, an amazing selection of books, just not manga. They have everything from religious, nonfiction, autobiographies, self-help, to children, sci-fi, Wild West romance stories. They also had a whole section labeled like Different World or Other World, and it was basically like Star Trek and Star Wars and The Hobbit, and it was really cool. But because they didn't have anything, we went to the next store, which was a small shop called Heroes and Dragons, which I was super excited about going to, because they not only have manga, but they have, and I believe host, D&D sessions, which is something that I've kind of been looking for, because I love RPG board games, and I usually play them with my brothers, but you know, people get busy, so it's cool that they host them. The last place we went to was a store that was just called Books. But like most of the other general bookstores that we had visited, there was a lack of manga. It was small and cute though. I feel like even though a lot of these stores don't have any manga or an anime, I'd probably still go back just for recreational reading. So I'm overall happy with what we found. Then I did online research, and I visited sites like Books A Million, Books Infinity, Funimation, Walmart, Anime Bookshop, Rift Book, Penguin's Random House, more, and of course, Barnes & Nobles. This all came to the conclusion that other than the possibility of finding used manga, which are like usually $5, the cheapest retail price I could find was online. So I ordered as to what would be considered most precious to me and prioritize those first. I do want to put a little disclaimer. A lot of the things that I ended up ordering were out of stock, which delayed a lot of the delivery time. So with a lot of these websites, if you notice that you're ordering a lot of pre-ordered items or out of stock items, make a separate order for in-stock items so you can get those first. Because if you don't, they'll hold your package until all your out-of-stock items come in, or pre-ordered items, meaning it could be months. I'll put all the websites in the description so you guys can check them out yourselves. I did order a lot, and I actually really trust these websites. All my books came in pristine and really good condition, and their customer service is really amazing. They're really reliable and answered any questions I had really fast. I'm not affiliated with any of them, I just really like their stuff. But hey, if you're seeing this, hook a girl up. Check out my next video where it's basically a manga haul and I unbox all the things that I ordered and you guys get to see what I purchased. Deuces.
It's almost green. I can feel it in my ears.